What's up, everybody? What's happening? Welcome to another episode. If you hear a lot of noises because it's raining outside, hopefully that's not too loud, overpowering my voice. But today we are talking about some must-have filmmaking accessories when you go out to shoot your films. So let's get started. We're not going to roll the intro because we're going to be talking about these things that I use to make the intro that I made for this channel, which was my first official film. So the first accessory that I want to start with is something that I'm using right now to film this video, and that is my tripod. It is by 3Pod, and it is a very durable, reliable, handy tripod to have. It's got a fluid head on the top of it, and it was only, wait for it, $80 on Adorama.com. All of these things that I talk about today will be linked below in the description, so if you would like to buy one, check them out. So yeah, this tripod is from Adorama. It's got a fluid head. It gets like taller than 6 feet. It's a very good tripod for a very cheap price. It's got a leveling bubble on the back of it, and you can also adjust the level with the little knob, you know, up under the tripod, so you don't have to be moving the legs up and down to get the bubble in the circle, you know, to get it level and all of that. Also, it's got a quick release plate, so that's really handy to have, to use and whatnot. So yes, I love this tripod. It is a must-have accessory. All the shots you saw pretty much in my intro were used with this tripod. It was just an amazing piece of equipment and a very useful, like, must-have piece of equipment. If you want to make any kind of film, you're going to need some kind of stabilization from the beginning to the end of the video. Everything was done on the tripod, except for shots that I did of downtown, the like 3 quick shots I showed downtown, B-roll, and also inside the car. Obviously I didn't have it on the tripod inside the car. Now moving on to the next piece of equipment. Obviously you're going to need a very good, reliable lens. This is a lens that I talk about so much in so many videos. It is the 50mm. This was the star of the video, my intro to my channel. The whole thing was done except for in the car shots. When we talk about those, what we used to get those, everything else was done with this 50mm lens. And this is the 1.8, not the 1.4, so $125 I believe on Amazon. You can get you a 50mm lens and you can make some amazing films with it. If you're using a full frame camera, 35 is a good wide lens to have. It's like one of the closest to the human eye. And if you want to get some really good detailed B-roll shots, the 100mm macro is also a good lens to use. And there is the L series that is like $800, $750-ish. I'll link that in the description. Even though I don't own these two lenses yet, they are on my next lenses to buy for my Canon 6D Mark II. So be on the lookout for those lenses and videos of tests with those lenses. 50 is a great focal length to have. These are really cheap, as I say all the time. Moving on to the next accessory to have for filmmaking. This is a absolutely must-have that I learned very quickly, and what it is a neutral density filter. I keep it wrapped in this little cloth inside here. What this is, I'll spin it so you can see. As you can tell, as I spin the circle, it gets darker and then it gets lighter. So what these are good for, these are essentially sunglasses for your camera. So when you're outside shooting, a lot of the times it's bright, sunny, and if you're trying to shoot at high noon especially, it's going to be bright and sunny outside. So these neutral density filters you can put on the front of your lens, and they will cut out that sunshine and allow you to keep shooting with a low aperture somewhere around f1.4 or whatever you're trying to do. You want to have something to cut the light out from the sun. So this is why you need to have a neutral density filter, even if it's overcast like it is outside right now. Of course, it's like raining cats and dogs outside right now, but even in an overcast day, sometimes it's too bright outside for you to just be shooting with your shutter at a 1/50th, 24 frames per second, and still maintain a low aperture number. So these neutral density filters are how you will be able to achieve your cinematic look without having to bump your aperture up to like f11, f12 and all of that. So these are very handy. They can be found on Amazon. There's so many different brands and types. This one happens to be a Tiffin, and it was about $120 or something like that. I will link it below. The filter thread size affects the price. So this is a 82 millimeter. That's why it's so huge. Like, it's really big. But the reason I got this huge size is so I could use what's called step-up rings. Let me show you the step-up rings 1 second. These are all like single rings with no glass in the middle of them. So you can attach these to the, I'm trying to get a good angle so y'all can see, but you can attach these to the neutral density filter, and they have all of these different sizes that go down to really small depending on the size, the filter thread size of your lens. So these are really, really useful. So you just get the biggest size of the neutral density filter off Amazon, and then you can get these step-up rings. They're really cheap, probably like $14.99, something like that. And then they'll be able to fit all your lenses no matter what thread size you get. The next must-have accessory, in my opinion, for filmmaking, and that is a GoPro. This GoPro was very essential in the making of my intro for the channel. The shots that I did in the car, the one where you see my hand on top of the steering wheel, which was me holding the GoPro over me, and the other one was it attached to my passenger window with a one of the GoPro accessory like suction cup things. I had it attached to the window filming me from the side. This was handy. This is always handy to get in tight spaces. You're trying to get those really different angles that you aren't able to get with a DSLR. What I have is the GoPro Hero 5, which I think is a really, really good camera. And since the GoPro Hero 7 just recently came out, the price will probably really drop on these. Also, the Hero 6 is a great option. The difference in the two is that it has 4K at 60 frames per second. So if you want a Hero 6, I will link all three below. But the 5 works amazingly well, and it's got 4K up to 30 frames per second. You can get up to 120 frames per second in like 1080p if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so it's ridiculously good. Now, moving on to some accessories that aren't in my hand. Since I got my new laptop, the editing software that I downloaded to start using with my videos is called DaVinci Resolve 14, and I got the free version, and it's been like amazing. It has so many features and effects that you can do, and also you have the ability to set it up like any other editing software if you're familiar with something different. Like if you're in school and y'all using Final Cut, it's got the option to have a interface like Final Cut Pro or Premiere Pro, and I have mine set to Avid because that's what I use at work. So it makes the transition from work to home a little bit easier. If you would like to see more of that video on DaVinci Resolve as a video editing software, leave a comment below and I will try to see if I can make a video like that happen. That is gonna do it for me today, guys. Oh, I forgot about one major accessory that you need to have. It's because it's on top of my camera, and that is a microphone. And this was essential in the intro video because it allowed us to get some cool car sounds for the video. Also, we got a lot of great sounds when we got by the bridge downtown of cars going by and stuff like that. So is essential when you're making films. And this one was like 60 bucks. It is the Video Road Micro, or Video Micro. I don't know how it's pronounced, but I will link it below. It is on Amazon, 60 bucks. It is a must-have accessory for filmmaking. Now, I am done. And I got all dressed up for you guys today for this video. You should be so proud of me. But I will see you guys in the next video. Remember to like, comment, let me know what kind of accessories you have to have when you're making your films for your videos. And share this video so others can see it. And also, I can't forget to let you know to hit the subscribe button so you can come along on this journey with me. And I will see you guys in the next video.